Pratavatharasya Vedavitri Dharhitasya Smarati Vishvishta Ramani Nirvani Lamambatani Adhambate Bhure Bharavatara Pratavatharasya Vedavitri Antarhitasya Smarati Vishvishta Ramani Nirvani Lamambatani
Yadvambate Bhuri Bharavatara Pratavatharasya Haryadaritri Adhitasya Smarati Vishishta
Ramani Nirvani Yadva, that may be. Amba, O mother. Te, your. Buri, heavy. Bara, load. Avatara, decreasing the load. Krita, done. Avatarasya, one who incarnated. Hare, O Lord Shri Krishna. Dharitri, O earth. Antarhitasya, of him who is now out of sight. Smarati, while thinking of. Vishvishta, all that were performed. Karmani, activities. Nirvana, salvation. Vilambitani, that which entails. We still see people walking on t-shirts, Nirvana. I ask people, do you know what Nirvana means? I haven't a clue. They don't even know it's a Sanskrit word. Translation and purport. By His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. O Mother Earth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, incarnated Himself as Lord Shri Krishna just to unload your heavy burden. All His activities here are transcendental, and they cement the path of liberation. You are now bereft of His presence. You are probably now thinking of those activities and feeling sorry in their absence. Purport. The activities of the Lord include liberation, but they are more relishable than the pleasure derived from nirvana or liberation. According to Srila Jiva Goswami and Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, the word used here is nirvana vilambitani, that which minimizes the value of liberation. To attain nirvana, liberation, one has to undergo a severe type of tapasya, austerity. But the Lord is so merciful that He incarnates to diminish the burden of the earth. Simply by remembering such activities, one can defy the pleasure derived from nirvana and reach the transcendental abode of the Lord to associate with Him, eternally engaged in His blissful, loving service. Om Jnanatamandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurmalitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Kutava Chalam Bang Bang Hayadegrim Yat kripa taraham bande shigurum dinataranam. Vanchikalpatubhyascha kripa sindhu devacha. Patitanam bhavnevyo vaishnavevyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Krishna came to release the load, heavy burden on the earth by killing so many demons. So we also have a heavy burden with the false ego and the lust and the greed and all the contamination. So Krishna also lifts this heavy burden. In one class, Prabhupada said that if you dance before the deities, you become light. The burden is lifted. You become free of the modes of nature and you develop your love for Krishna. He said, just for dancing before the Lord. Krishna is pleased when we dance. So many people are dancing in the world. People go to discotheques and ball dances and they're dancing. But the soul is crying. But we dance before the Lord and the soul is joyful. This is Radhanath Swami. He's given class and said this. Yeah, we become purified just by dancing for the pleasure of the Lord. And everything that we do is for the pleasure of the Lord. Then how wonderful that is. We get purified. The load is lifted. Light, become light, joyful. So here it's mentioned that he says that all his activities are transcendental and they cement the path of liberation. So Krishna's activities are all completely janma, karma, chame divyam, evan yo veti tattva, taktva deham punarjanma. That one who understands the transcendental nature of my activities, then he doesn't take birth again. Of course, to understand the activities of Krishna is not easy. Just like one of the ways that the Christians would preach, they would go to India and, what kind of God is this? Taking these young ladies and dancing and also married ladies, what kind of, they would criticize Krishna, the rascals. Don't understand that Krishna, he's Atmaram, he's satisfied. But to please his devotees, he dances with them and goes out and gives pleasure to them because they're such great devotees. Krishna is just reciprocating. But the fools, they don't know that. So Krishna, his activities are amazing. I was just reading, Prabhupada says in the purport that Krishna, he has the 6 opulences, right? So which do you think are the most attractive? Prabhupada says there's 2 that are most attractive of the 6. There's beauty, wealth, strength, fame, renunciation, and knowledge. Which? Beauty and?
Opulence.
Oh, yeah. But there's beauty, wealth, strength, fame, renunciation, knowledge. Yeah, he says wealth. Yeah. Yeah. Money is the honey, right? Everybody's attracted to wealth, to money. So Krishna is the wealthiest. He owns everything. That's very attractive. To own everything. We think we own something, but actually everything belongs to Krishna. Very wealthy. But it's interesting, he lives In Vrindavan, he just lives in a village, little simple household, but he's the wealthiest and the most beautiful. Everybody's attracted to beauty. People spend so much money to keep their beauty, but eventually it goes, disappears. You can't keep it. It's like sometimes you might be on book distribution, you see a very attractive lady, and naturally man's attracted to it. But then in my mind, I'm thinking, all right, fast forward 60 years. If only we had an app where you take a picture of that beautiful lady and then then fast forward 60 years. That'd be a good app, wouldn't it? Huh? They have? There's an app like that. Oh.
I worked on it.
Is it? You worked on it?
It's called AG5. So given anybody's face, it would show how they would realistically look from child to
Wow.
end.
And you worked on it?
It was a project I worked on.
Wow. We have the person working on it. But yeah, it's like beauty is temporary. Wealth is temporary. All these things are temporary. But if we get if we get devotion for Krishna, this is not temporary. In this endeavor, there's no loss or diminution. A little advancement on this path can protect the most dangerous type of fear. So we don't lose that. That goes in our eternal bank account, our spiritual bank account. Yeah, we become wealthy. This is real wealth. Devotion to Krishna. And therefore, Lord Chaitanya says in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, if one does not have love for Krishna, then one is considered to be a poor soul. And therefore he's playing the role of a devotee. He says, therefore, my dear Lord Krishna, please engage me in your service, and all I want as salary is love for you. We want a big salary of devotion to Krishna. Not this flickering chanchalam wealth, but the real wealth of devotion. So Prabhupada has come to let us know what is real wealth. Last night, yesterday, Radhanath Swami was speaking about how if Prabhupada had not come, then so many of us, we would never know each other. And Lord Chaitanya gave the example of Lord Chaitanya. Also, because the Lord Chaitanya had come, the Korma Brahmana and Vasudeva, the leper, they also came together as friends. But he was very wealthy. Korma Brahmana is very wealthy. And Vasudeva, he was a leper. Yeah. How would they come together without the mercy of Lord Chaitanya? So this is the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, of Srila Prabhupada, that they came. Now we have so many nice friends. Now we're going to have the Sadhu Sangha, 3,500 devotees there. I think it'll be the biggest gathering in the history of America. This gathering will be the biggest. 50 sannyasis. It'll be pretty amazing. So why? Because the mercy of Lord Chaitanya and the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. We come together and hear the names of Krishna, hear the pastimes of Krishna. So many amazing pastimes of Krishna. Yeah. It's like Krishna, when he was a young child with his friends, they were praying and they told Mother Yasoda, Krishna, Mother Yasoda, Krishna, he has eaten dirt. And she went to Krishna, Krishna, I hear you're eating dirt. No, no, I'm not eating dirt. My friends, they're angry at me because there's some. No, even Balaram said, no, he's also. They're angry at me, so therefore they're making these. It's a conspiracy. It's not true. Oh yeah, open your mouth. Let me see. Amazing. She opens her mouth, and you'd think that you'd just see a tongue and some teeth, right? The whole universe. She sees herself in there. It's amazing. So this is the pastimes of Krishna, the wonderful pastimes of Krishna. And the more we hear, the more we get purified. Satang pasangang mamavirya sangbhava bhavantrit karna vasayana tadyosana asava varga varmi sradharatir bhakti anukramashati. The devotees of the Lord derive great happiness in hearing the pastimes of Krishna. And the result of this hearing, the pastimes of Krishna, we gain great faith in Krishna. Faith is so important. Shraddha Shabda Vishwasakaya Sudhuta Nishchaya Krishna Bhakti Sarvakam. That if one has faith in Krishna, then all perfection will come. So how does this faith increase? By association with those devotees who have faith. Just like we recently had such a nice association with Pradhana Swami, so much faith. Vaisheshika Prabhu, so much faith in Krishna, so many devotees. First Prabhupada, so much faith. So by association with these devotees that have so much faith, we also become faithful. And by hearing Bhagavad Gita, by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, by hearing from these great devotees, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, Jiva Goswami, Rupa Goswami, all these great souls, we also gain great faith in Krishna. Shraddha, we get a taste. We get a taste for Krishna. Then we're not interested in anything else in this world. There's so many apparently attractive things in this world, but compared to Krishna, nothing, insignificant, not interested. Just like throughout the world, people are so interested in movies now. It's a big thing, movies, movie stars. But Prabhupada said, my disciples, they don't waste their time. And Prabhupada also, he gave a pastime when he was a householder. One friend of his said, boy, come, I'm going to go to the movies. Come, let's go to the movies. He said, no, that's okay. And he was a friend, so he kind of pulled him into the car. Come on, let's go to the movies. He got him into the car. And Prabhupada. So then they got to the movie theater, and Prabhupada said he went into the movie theater, and I went another way. And Prabhupada said to him, even if you give me $1,000, I won't go to the movies. Prabhupada said in one lecture. $1,000 back then, that was a lot of money. That must be the early 30s or something like that. So yeah, we're not interested in these things because you got a higher taste, higher than these things. Like I was telling one student that I was a monk. He said, "So what do you do as a monk?" I said, "Well, we do a lot of meditation, and we read scriptures, and we try to spread the message." And he said, "You mean you don't go to discotheques and you don't go to movies?" And I said, "No." And then he named one famous movie star. And I said, I never heard his name before. And I couldn't believe it. What was his name? Tom something.
Tom Hanks.
Huh?
Tom Hanks.
No.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise. I was shocked. You know? But they appreciate that, actually, you know, because at least there's somebody that's not absorbed in these mundane things. Because that's what they are, just mundane things. You know? They have all these people that are making these movies. They don't have our better interest at heart. What is their interest at heart? That's right. It's all about money. How much money they can make out of it. You know, sometimes they make like $200 billion, $300 million off a movie. But does it help the people any? No. They just go downhill, backwards. Radhanath Swami gave a nice example. Either we're going forward or we're going backwards. What he gave the example of the river. If you're going against the river, yeah. But if you just decide you want to go to sleep, then you should just go backwards. Yeah. So we want to go forward, and it's to go against the current is very difficult. Yeah, I have a friend in every year he goes to India and goes to Mayapur, and he swims in the Ganga. And I said, so you swim across? He said, no. I stay in one spot and I just swim against the current. I don't move. I just swim against the current. He just stays. It's a good, actually, because the current's pretty strong. So he's just swimming against the current. He's not going backwards. He's not going forward. Of course, if you get really in good shape, you can actually move against the current. Right? So we're trying to go forward, you know, to always go forward towards Krishna, thinking of Krishna, serving Krishna, trying to please Krishna, trying to please the acharyas. And this is how to attain real satisfaction. So here also it said, all activities here are transcendental and they are cement. And they cement the path of liberation. That's an interesting statement. They cement the path of liberation. In other words, makes it very strong. Cement is very strong. So if we take seriously Krishna consciousness, then we become very strong in Krishna consciousness. But if we don't take it seriously, then danger is there. Prabhupada said that in one purport that the devotee has great fear of falling down again into material existence. And he said, and this is a regular principle, to have great fear of falling down. So that he says that's so that's the fifth regular principle. We have our four regular principles. He just said a fifth one. We should have great fear. Maya is so strong. How many devotees have come and gone? So many. Like in the early days, when the devotees were first coming, they were so happy to be in Krishna consciousness. They'd be walking down the street, and in New York City, it would be glowing. New York City never glowed before, but now practicing Krishna consciousness, everything changes. Everything becomes so nice. So people were coming and joining and happy, and one time someone left, and devotees were like shocked. How could someone go back out, leave Prabhupada and go back out into the material world? They were shocked, and Prabhupada heard also. He was very surprised. And then some months later, somebody else left. Again, they were shocked. And eventually Prabhupada said, don't be surprised about those who leave, but be surprised about those who stay. Because Maya is so strong. Daivihe Suguna Mahi Mama Maya. This divine energy of mind consisting of the three modes of material nature is very difficult to overcome. But if If we surrender to Krishna, then it's very easy. So we're fortunate that we have Krishna to help us. And Prabhupada gave the example of just like he was with his son, and they were going to go on a train, and Prabhupada gave his ticket, and then the man said, "So, and where is your ticket?" He said to the little boy, and he just hid behind his father, took shelter of his father. So, similarly, we're taking shelter of Krishna, and Krishna is the most powerful. We have a very efficient father, Krishna. Samasataye padapalava plavam mahaparam punya somra bhavam vijaya param param yadvipadam desha. For one who has taken shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, who is also the shelter of the entire cosmic manifestation, for such a person, this entire ocean of material existence becomes no bigger than the little water contained in the hoofprint of a calf. Very easy to cross. But if we take shelter of our mind, of mental speculation, then it's like trying to cross that ocean with a cement boat. What is the hope? You're not going to go anywhere. But if we take shelter of Krishna, take shelter as devotees, then it's possible. And what is their destiny? The destiny is the spiritual world. Not this place where there's danger at every step. Such a dangerous place, this world. I had a friend in the Miami airport. He said his wife bumped her knee on the bedpost and got a little sore there. 6 months later, she died of cancer because she bumped her knee on a bedpost.
She got cancer from bumping her knee?
For bumping her knee. She got it. I don't know. Because she got you got a sore there somehow, and you can't. I mean, it's material body. You know? This material body is very vulnerable. You know, it's like inconceivable. Yeah, that's what he told me. Yeah. So yeah, so many ways that the body can die. You know? People die of freezing to death or heat strokes. One time Prabhupada was in New Delhi and he was distributing BTGs and he passed out. He's given his life. And people thought he was just a drunk, and then someone recognized him. Oh, this is a great scholar. So he picked him up and took him to the doctor and said, you have heat stroke. You have to stay out of the sun. New Delhi gets real hot. Real hot. So it's a dangerous place, material world. But if we take shelter of Krishna, then we can, as Devamrita Swami says, we could be successful in the great escape. Like there's prisoners that try to escape from these prisons, and sometimes they're successful. But the biggest challenge is to escape from the material world. And what is it that keeps us shackled in this material world? The mind, yeah. Our material desires. That's what keeps us shackled in the material world, these subtle desires. Jaya yasu yakosham, nigiran ananoyata, Kapila Deva says to his mother, that by practicing Krishna consciousness, the subtle body, the contamination in the subtle body gradually dissolves imperceptibly. He said, just like when we're eating, the nutrients they're being distributed throughout the body imperceptibly. We don't know how all these nutrients are going through the body and taking care of the body. So imperceptibly. So we may not know how it's possible that by chanting Hare Krishna, by reading these books, by engaging in devotional service, that we'll become pure, but yeah, imperceptibly. Transcendental vibration purifies the mind, purifies the heart. And we could see, look at how we are now and how we were, say, 5, 10 years ago, or sometimes 2 years ago. In a short time, this is the power of Krishna consciousness. It's like there was one boy, he joined in Los Angeles, and this boy was, he was really spaced out. And I was thinking, if Krishna can make this boy a good devotee, my faith will increase like anything. And Krishna took that challenge. He became a very nice devotee, became a pujari. I was shocked. It's like, very nice devotee. Yeah. There was one instance where there was one bhakta. He was somehow he joined the ashram in Boston, and he was just it'd take him 8 hours to chant his rounds. And after he would chant his round, he would just lay on the floor, just lay on the hallway floor there, not doing any service. So Giriraj Swami, he was the temple president, he wrote Prabhupada, what should we do with this boy? He takes 8 hours to chant his japa, he's not doing service, what should we do? Prabhupada said, it's very easy to send someone away, but it's difficult to make someone devotee. Be patient, work with him, try to help him. Okay. So then eventually Giriraj Swami, he went on doing other services. And 20 years later, he saw this same person in the LA temple, Mangalarti. And he asked one devotee, what's his name? That's Kushakrata. Scholar. He translated so many books. And Giriraj Swami was like, it's like amazing. This boy was so spaced out. He became a scholar. Gopi Puranadana Prabhu, he was the one that helped Hridayananda Maharaj finish the Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th, 11th, and 12th cantos. He was homeless before he joined the movement. And also he was, mentally not together. But he became one of the nicest devotees I ever met. Another great scholar. He learned Russian and Sanskrit. Just a really, really nice, humble Vaishnava. So the process works. We just have to put our heart into it. We used to put our heart into trying to satisfy our senses, right? That's the religion of the age now is sense gratification, satisfying our senses. But just frustration. But if we give our heart to Krishna, then we'll achieve the satisfaction that we're searching for. So there's a few minutes left. Anybody have any question or comment? Yeah.
Does there ever come a point where you kind of have to tell people how to move on?
Yeah.
Because, we understand the principle of Krishna consciousness is powerful, but sometimes people are so spaced out, they don't even apply the process. They're just kind of around, and they could be potentially taking energy away from creatures because of how much care and attention you have to put into them. And sometimes it may be best just to tell them, rent an apartment nearby and come to the temple, but you have to know where to draw a line, especially if temple resources.
I'll tell you a couple of Prabhupada pastimes. There was one instance where one person had left, devotee had left, and then he came back to visit the devotees in temple. And Prabhupada told him, it's good that you left, because he was a disturbance to the devotees in the temple. And there was another instance. What was it? Now it's slipped my mind. But yeah, you're right. Prabhupada said our temples are not for crazies or lazies. So yeah, we have to draw a line, because it can make it difficult for other devotees also. To live in the temple, Prabhupada wanted that everybody follow the 4 regular principles, and that everyone attend the morning program and engage in devotional service. So yeah, Prabhupada did. He did draw a line. But he was also very compassionate. Maybe Prabhupada knew about this. Prabhupada, he's a transcendental person. Maybe he knew that this person, he was going to do some amazing service. Who knows? Kushakrata. Oh yeah, the other one I was going to mention, in New York City. Back then, as now, people take drugs, and Prabhupada said there's no intoxication is allowed. So there's one boy he wasn't practicing strictly, but Prabhupada allowed them to stay. So he had a marijuana cigarette in his pocket, and one of the other devotees that's more strict, he said, Prabhupada said we shouldn't take intoxication. You shouldn't do this if you want. So this person punched him. The person with the marijuana, he punched this devotee. And then Prabhupada heard about it, and Prabhupada said, I'll kick him in the head. Prabhupada was so upset, because he wasn't doing any service. He was just living there. Prabhupada was so upset. Tell him to leave. He has to leave. So Prabhupada kicked him out. Then he came back sometime later, and Prabhupada asked him if he's taking marijuana. And he said, yes, he is. And to tell him he has to go. So that's one of the prerequisites. You have to be following the regular principles, and devotional service, and attending morning program. Anything else? Okay. Anything online? Anybody have a question online or a comment? Okay, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki?
Oh, Prabhu,